All right, so we're back with another video for you guys, another reaction video. Today we're going to be talking about CoreySSG's raffle situation. This is for the Red Eye Jailbreak. That was like the first place car. If you won first place, you would get that car. Second place, you would get the Charger. We dropped a video a couple days ago. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely go check it out right now. That was part one, where we got to hear the first place winner talk about his situation and what he has done, what actions he has taken so far. So if you guys haven't checked that video out, it's like a little over an hour long. This is going to be part two, and I believe in part two today we're going to learn that he has filed a police report, and we're going to learn some other details as well. This is a pretty unfortunate thing when it comes to a winner winning a raffle, to be basically sitting on hold this long. This has been going on for a while now. It's crazy. And this could easily be any one of you, especially any one of you guys that is buying these raffle tickets. This could be you. You could be in the same shoes as this individual trying to get your winnings, and basically there's nowhere to go at this point other than going to the police and, you know, getting a lawyer, and it's just going to be a game. You know, it's pretty crazy. These raffles are completely out of control at this point when it comes to some channels. Some channels are doing it legit, but others, they're just going to ruin it pretty much for everybody else. But let's check out where we left off.
Scamming. Are you guys just trying to come up? Man, me and Bobby both, we make over six figures. I mean, Bobby's driving, 18-wheelers, which he wanted to take and utilize the money to get his own. So now he's doing his own thing. But he's driving, all over the country and everything like that right there. Like I showed a video. Man, in my office at work, I got a fish tank in my office, bro. I mean, the thing about it is like this right here. God's going to look out for me, and he's going to continue to look out for me. So I mean, he's got me on that right there. I just want what's owed for me, because I want to take and utilize that in a different manner so I can take and start doing some other stuff with it. But that right there is what's owed me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because the rap.
And the good thing about this particular situation is that this raffle winner, this guy right here, shout out to him. He's in a very good position in his life where I think he said he makes like six figures. So he's financially well off. I would say he's more blessed. All right. He's in a blessed position. So he's able to, get an attorney and try to find out what's going on, because Corey's not responding. Corey's not trying to give him the car that he won. But can you imagine if it's somebody else? Like, a lot of you guys that are buying these tickets, you might not be in the same financial position as this individual. You might be just an average person, a blue collar, I don't know what collar job, but just a, regular person. Let's say you make let's say you work in a fast food restaurant making like $15 an hour. You're not going to be able to take any kind of action. You're just going to have to eat up this loss. And for a lot of people, this could cause a lot of anxiety, depression. People could be miserable because they feel like they got taken advantage of. And I'm sure this guy really feels like it, but he's taking action, all right? He's basically standing up for other people that might find themselves in a similar position. But what's even more crazy than this is that the brainwashing is still going on. Like, Corey still has another raffle and people are still buying these tickets. Like, people are still easily fooled, folks. It's kind of mind-blowing, but that's the reality of things. People are still easily fooled. People are stupid enough to fall for the same thing, even though they clearly see that these winners didn't take their cars. So you're going to go to the same person and buy tickets. And I mean, we're not talking about just one raffle like this. The Tesla raffle, who won the Tesla raffle? Carmen promoted it. I don't see anybody winning a Tesla raffle. I think they were doing a truck one as well. Like, who is winning these cars? Because we don't see them. Like, we do see other channels. We do see winners showing up. But this guy, CoreySSG, is going to ruin it for everybody else, because people are now going to some people are going to have doubt. Like, at least people that actually got a brain. But the ones that don't have a brain, they easily fall for this stuff. And believe me, there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot. I mean, you guys just saw what happened with the video that he dropped with Carmen on Carmen and Corey's channel. And people were like, are you going to react to that? No, I'm not going to react to all that fake drama. He just created that because he had no views. It's either it was a diversion to get people off the raffle topic and off of paying attention to these raffle winners speaking out, or it was just to get more views because they weren't getting views. Go look at the videos prior to that. CoreySSG was struggling with views, so they have to create any kind of useless drama. And as soon as I saw the video, the lights, the camera, I was like, damn, this is like just like a show. You know, just like when you watch the Kardashians or any of those shows, you think like all that stuff they talk about is real. No, it's fake. I thought people would actually realize that, but after I noticed that the video hit 1 million views, and I think now it might be at like 2 million or approaching 2 million, I was like, yep, that's exactly what it is. People do easily fall for this stuff. They're easily fooled and brainwashed. I don't know how people don't see it, but I'm glad this guy sees it.
Raffle was put on to give out cars. When you have the raffle, you paid your money fair and square. You won fair and square. A lot of other people paid their money, so they are actually losing too. Like this, when you look at it, this depending on how many people joined the raffle, everybody's a loser in this one.
Absolutely, because the bottom line is the money was there off the rip. That got's taken care of off the rip. So now, hey, it's your obligation, it's your responsibility to take care of the winners off the rip. You know, I saw enough.
Everybody lost money and they're still losing money. Like I said, people are still buying tickets. I think now he's doing the green Charger, right? And people are still buying that stuff. Now he just created a whole fancy process with it, right? He's trying to copy Street Speed 717 by buying merch, or I guess he said music that you get entered to win. But it's like, come on, man. Once you see all the other raffles and like, again, what happened to the Tesla raffle? The one that Carmen promoted. What happened to that Tesla? Who won the Tesla? Let me know in the comment section, especially those of you guys. I know some of you guys that are watching him, you're loyal supporters, subscribers. That's fine. But let me know who actually won the Tesla. I mean, we're talking about several examples. They're just trying to brush this under the rug with all this drama, this fake drama, which we already know. Like, anyone that's done YouTube and is doing YouTube knows what fake drama is and how couples channels especially get views. All right, they always have to create drama. They always have to get in arguments just to keep the channel going. But this man, you know, shout out to him, Zango T. You know, he knows what's up. He ain't stupid. He knows what games they're playing. They're trying to brush it under the rug, and I think they even told him that. But he's standing on his toes. You know, he's got his money speaking for him. He's got an attorney. He's going to go. I think he filed a police report.
YouTubers say, hey, you got to get the cars away, even if you take a loss. You know, you got to move forward. You got to stand on your word, you know, because, you know, it's making everything watered down. You know, I mean, it's like, hey.
He's actually talking about CJ on 32s. We actually dropped a video about that a couple days ago. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely go check it out. And a lot of people were actually telling me, oh, CJ's talking about organic. CJ was not talking about organic. Organics raffle was like over a year ago. He ain't talking about no organics Lamborghini raffle. We knew that thing was hideous as soon as he announced it. Organic doesn't have the followers. He doesn't have the base, the subscriber base to even be able to make enough profit off of a Lamborghini Aventador. That was the straight money in his pocket, folks. So CJ on 32s was definitely talking about CoreySSG. He didn't mention his name, but you can tell the context of the words he was using. He was definitely referring to Corey. He's just saying, hey, man, you know, get it together. If you're raffling off these cars and you lost money, give the man the car or give the cars off. So you can definitely tell he was talking about CoreySSG. I mean, there's a couple others. There's a lot of people doing these raffles, but they're giving away the cars, or at least it looks like it on video. But this is CoreySSG definitely picked the right winner, because this guy he's in the financial means of taking action. But like I said before, imagine you know, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to a lot of people. So not a lot of people are in the right position in life to take this type of action. But imagine if it's like somebody that's working fast food, always dreamed about having this car, and they buy these raffle tickets off of CoreySSG's channel, and you find yourself stuck like this guy. But this guy ain't stupid, folks. He knows what's up.
Everybody's benefiting. And it's like, hey, even if something did go awry with the LLC part of it, I had no dealing with that. Nobody had no dealing with that on the consumer's end. The second place winner, third place, anybody that would have won had no dealings with that. So that right there was a situation between him and them that you need to handle your business on that right there. I'll break it down to you like this right here. All right. I've been a business professional for a long time. I've been in the mid to upper level management for a while. So in a situation like that right there, you have to move forward.
Yeah, this man is 100% right, and this is why I said this man ain't slow. He ain't stupid. He's not getting fooled. He's not getting brainwashed. He saw a good opportunity, because in theory it is a good opportunity. You're spending a couple bucks, especially for his position. All right, he's financially successful or blessed, so him spending a few dollars, winning or losing, he's not really hurt that much. But other people might be hurt. But in any case, he's definitely entitled to his winnings because he did win. But what he's saying is, to this situation with CoreySSG, there's two sides to it. There's the consumer side, or the front end, and there's also the back end. Now, normally, other channels don't have a back end situation, like a business relationship-wise. Like if you take CJ on 32 does not have to depend on a dealer to provide the car or whatever. But CoreySSG has to depend on a dealer. In this case, I think it's Flawless Exotics to provide the car. And I think the whole idea, at least in my opinion, is he probably banked on collecting enough money through his supporters and subscribers and then paying off the car, and then getting the title and then giving the cars to the winners. And it seems like that whole transaction fell apart. But either case, you should at least pay off the winners. That's what you should be doing right now. The winners have nothing to do with it. They won what you advertised. You advertised that all these cars are going to be first place, second place, third place, whatever the different places of winnings. People already bought tickets. They played. You notified the winners, and it seems like the business side of it, the back end, your relationship with the business that's providing the car fell apart. That has nothing to do with the front end, the client piece, the winners. That has nothing to do with them. So the right thing I would think to do is to pay off these winners. I don't think they're going to get the cars, because I think the cars, I believe they've been sold already. So they should be paid the equivalent, which, if we guys know the markup on some of these cars, that's at least going to be like $120,000 maybe for the jailbreak. And I think the other one, I don't know which one it is. I don't know if the Charger one is also a jailbreak, but it's a Hellcat, and those are still pretty expensive. So it's crazy.
Have a code of ethics. If not, you'll get sued. This, that, the other, or you'll be on a blacklist if you're in automotive. This, that, the third. So you have to move forward. Are there going to be some legalities going now on the street? So we got a lot of street people out there. Okay, you go to somebody, you buy some product. You say, hey man, boom, boom, boom. Hey, I'm gonna get you back your money on this product, this, that, third, right? Everything is good. Now, somebody else got the money, and they supposed to you are not moving forward to you get the money and give it to them. You're going on the strength that person's going to take and give the money, but the money never makes it to the person that you buy the product from. It's going to be a bad situation. Because the person that you bought that product from, they ain't going to whoever was supposed to bring that money. They're going to you, because you're the one that did the deal. So therefore you could understand it. That's that same kind of situation. My dealings was with boom.
Exactly. So when people are like, oh, well, because I get the same comments even in the last video. They're like, oh, well, it's not Corey's fault. It's Flawless Exotics or the dealer. No, it's Corey's fault. First of all, if you guys want to be technical, if you actually went to the Raffle Creator website, which I'm sure a lot of people don't even read all that shit, but if you actually read it, there's no mention of Flawless Exotics. There's no mention of a dealer providing a car. There's nothing mentioned there. So that's already misleading as it is. That's actually a red flag, but people still bought tickets. So if there was some kind of transparency ahead of time saying, hey, I'm CoreySSG, as you guys know me, I'm working in partnership with this dealer, Flawless Exotics, they're going to provide the cars, and then, just something like that. There got to be like a small description or whatever. There's nothing mentioned about Flawless Exotics. So just because you had a fallout with the dealer you can't spill it over into the winners. You're like, oh, well, I guess because the agreement with the dealer fell through. Well, forget the winners. The winners ain't getting nothing. We're just going to wrap it up, or we're going to brush it under the rug or whatever. That's not how shit works. And like I said, this guy knows what's up. He ain't falling for these games. He ain't falling for this bullshit. He knows what's up, and he wants his money because he's entitled to it. He won. He needs to get paid off. It's that simple. There's no other excuses. There's no, oh, well, it's the dealer's fault. Even if it's the dealer's fault, that's not the winner's fault. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. I mean, it's so easy to understand what's going on, but a lot of people, it's got to be slow-brained. It's probably the same ones that are still buying these raffle tickets, and then only when they are actually in the same shoes as this man right now, that's probably the only time it's going to kick in. That's the only time the light bulb is going to turn on and people are going to realize, oh, that's what happened. But as long as it is not happening to people themselves, people are not getting fooled, people are not in a situation like this man where he won the car and he's not getting the car because of a fallout with the business. And even if there was a fallout, why didn't he file a police report? There's a lot of different things. There's a bunch of red flags in this story. Things just don't add up.
Hey, SSG, y'all facilitate the raffle. You straighten the winners.
Yeah, yep, absolutely, man. It's like I said, man, I'm sorry you having to go through this, but like I said, you got to get your story out there because I'm telling you, on that video, it made you guys look like, it basically made you guys look like liars,
And see, that's just all.
And like I said earlier, so yeah, this is the Raffle Creator website. There's nothing here mentioned about the dealer. There's nothing mentioned about Flawless Exotic. So, initially when people are reading this and looking at this to buy the tickets, there's nothing here mentioned. Had it been mentioned, I think it would have been it would have been a whole different story than where it is now. Because before, people would see this and they're thinking, oh, okay, these are Corey's cars. But they're not his cars. All right. At least for this particular raffle, these were not his cars. He was working with another entity, another business, another dealership, whatever you want to, Flawless Exotics or whomever. And I guess they didn't get paid out. In any case, whatever the situation is, that has nothing to do with the winner. Those are two separate entities. We're talking about the front side and the back side. All right. Even if the back side things fall through, the car, you don't get the car, you don't agree with the dealer wants more money because he notices you make so much money on these raffles, and they change their mind. Well, now I want $40,000 on top of the cost of the car. Whatever the situation is, you got to still pay out the winner. So even if the winner doesn't get a car, you got to give them the equivalent of it. So I guess Corey just thinks, oh, well, since I had a fallout with the dealer, well, then screw the winner. The winner ain't getting shit either. And like I said, it might be a situation where the winners next time might not be in the financial position as this man. This man is just fortunate enough, God blessed him, to make six figures and, to be financially successful, that he's able to take this kind of action, to still talk about the situation. This has been a while now. This situation hasn't been resolved. It's been a while. So even if he's going on other channels talking about this, he's still losing money. He's losing time. And that's just the money piece. That's just the time piece, the financial piece. Then you got to look at the emotional piece. I guarantee you, if it was just a regular average Joe working a fast food job, making $15 an hour, they would be going through all kinds of depression. They would be feeling miserable, hopeless because they can't do anything. Corey just basically stepped on them. And like I said, that could be anyone. And because I get the same comments. People are like, oh, well, it's the dealer. Bro, it don't matter if it's the dealer's fault or Flawless Exotics or Mike's that's providing the car or his neighbor that's providing the car. That has nothing to do with anything. That has nothing to do with the winner. Those are two separate entities, two separate relationships. Yeah, they work together, but They work indirectly together. So it's wild.
All a ploy. That's just all a ploy. Because, like I said, anybody, even say the third place winner, when he got his car, he was like, hey, man, yeah, it's real. I thought it was capped, but it ain't capped. You know, I don't know if he had the title in his hand right then, but he just saw the car. You excited. You in the moment. You like, hey, this is real because you see it, but it's not finished. It's not finished. That's just like somebody said, hey, this right here is yours. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, it could be a watch, it could be this, it could be that, the other. You know, you may not have paid for it, but you thinking, oh man, I got this. But then when it comes to say, hey man, where's your receipt?
Exactly. So, you know, PJ is referring to the video that CoreySSG dropped, where basically Corey is capitalizing off the moment that the winners showed up. And like I said before, it's almost like they showed up on a movie set and they kind of read their little script. Like this guy, the first place winner, the second place winner, read their script, or, you know, they did their part so well in saying this is 100% legit. And it is legit for anyone that had any kind of doubt about the situation. Then you show up and you see the same exact car that was on the Raffle Creator website. You see Corey in person, in the flesh. So at that moment, everything seems legit, physically legit. But the paperwork is not there. So if the paperwork is not there, then nothing really can get done. I feel like people just kind of like, they look at what they seen on CoreySSG's video, and it definitely sounds convincing, and it definitely makes the winners look bad because they're obviously on video saying this is 100% legit. It's legit because it's physically, everything is there. All the components, the variables are there. The car is there. CoreySSG is there. Everything looks the same like they see it in these vlogs, but it's almost like these vlogs are scripted now. This is why I was using that example about Karma and Corey doing that whole cheating video. They set up this set for you guys. They set up this set so you guys can easily fall for it. It's that simple, and that's how the game works. That's how YouTube, how social media works, how TV shows work. You think all that shit you guys see on TV is real? Come on now, folks. So physically, everything looked legit. It looked real, but the paperwork is not real. All right, the paperwork had all these kinds of stories. And even this guy, this raffle winner, this first place winner, I think he was told like so many versions of the story, because at one point he was actually defending Corey and he was like pointing the finger at the dealer. But he has to come to realize that even if the dealer is at fault, even if whomever owns the car is at fault, that is a situation between Corey and those individuals. The winners have nothing to do with it. He still has the obligation of fulfilling the winners' prizes. The winners won the cars that he advertised on his raffle. They bought tickets. There was a game of chance played. They picked out the winning numbers, and these are the winners. They got to get the cars. It doesn't matter about the fallout or whatever. It's just like if you went to the dealership, like let's say you're looking online for like a 2022 Range Rover, like a white on black, you know, I'm just making this stuff up. You see it online, right? The car looks great. All right, you get the address for the dealer, you make a contact, you talk to the salesperson, they say, all right, you can show up on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and you show up there, right? And then you show up and you see the car, same car you saw online, 2022, I think we said 2022 Range Rover, white on black or whatever. And then they tell you, oh, well, we don't really have the title. You're paying cash, and you're like, oh, they're like, oh, well, we don't really have the title for the car. The title, you know, is with this other person that just brought the car to the dealer, but we'll get it to you in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But you can take the car, or you can just leave it here. Now you're paying for the car. Because the reason I can tell this story, because I've come across dealerships like this through friends. They would call me and say, hey, I'm in this situation. What do you think I should do? And I'm like, dude, that just sounds like a scam. You need to get yourself out of it. But this happens very often. And then they tell you all kinds of stories. And it could be the car was stolen. It could be the car wasn't paid off. It could be like all sorts of scenarios. And that's what I feel like is going on with this situation with this raffle winner. It might not seem like a relatable example, but he's basically given the runaround. He's given all kinds of stories. And it seems like Corey and the dealer, whoever owns these cars, can't get it together. They can't come to some kind of agreement, so everything falls apart. So again, what is the best thing to do? The best thing to do is to eliminate any headache between you and the winners, is just to pay off the winners. I mean, he's in the financial means. He's making a lot of money. I think CoreySSG came out at one point and said, I think he showed his bank account, and he said he has like $5 million in there. It was either like $4 million or $5 million. So you're telling me like paying off these winners, maybe $200,000 combined, is a huge burden for you? Are you waiting to clear up this situation with the dealer and then give the winnings to the winners? Like at that point, you're just asking to pay even more than that, because this winner is obviously spending money on a lawyer. Like I said, it's not, at this point, it's not even going to come out to $100,000. It might even be triple that amount by the time this whole thing is over. Like, this thing is completely out of control.
You gotta have a receipt before you can leave with that. Oh man, hey, where's my receipt? I ain't got no receipt. You just gonna be sitting there like, nah, you can't take this because you ain't got no receipt. You thought it was real because you saw it physically in that moment, but it's not closed, because real is like, I've seen the videos where bam, they go your title. This is your title, and it's a clean title. It's a clear title. That's what real is. That's what finished is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because like I said, I've seen other YouTubers, show titles like, man, these mine, ain't no liens on them. Where it says at the bottom if there's any lien holder or anything.
Absolutely
clear and free titles. But I've seen them countless times. So I mean, the fact that this situation happened, I know there was some misdealing of some money. Corey actually showed a receipt for 100.
See, this is what I mean. They keep going back to this. PJ keeps coming back to this title situation. Honestly, the title ain't the problem. I mean, it is a problem, but it's not a major problem, all right? Because we already had some idea as to the kind of raffles that CoreySSG was transitioning into. Like, I think initially he might have been like CJ on 32s, where he owned the cars outright and then he would raffle them off. I think he's come to a point, though, where he realized, why even go through that headache of buying the car when I can just, raffle off other people's cars, other dealerships, other people, other friends of mine, and then I can give them a little bit of profit on top of the car, right? I think that's probably the transition that he made, banking on the idea that he would make enough in sales, in ticket sales, raffle ticket sales. But when that probably wasn't a sustainable model. Maybe initially, he was able to convince his followers and subscribers, fool them enough to buy X amount of money and raffle tickets. But I think that slowly faded away and people are less interested, or over time people became less interested. And this is why we're probably in the same situation we're in now. But in any case, the title is not really of a big importance. That is a situation between him and the title owner. That has nothing to do with the winner. He still could easily pay off these winners right now and then figure out that whole title situation. That the title situation isn't the winner's responsibility. Like, it just happens to be that this winner is obviously, heavily involved in the story, and he's just trying to understand all pieces to it. And now he finally has a clear understanding, or a pretty clear understanding, of what is really going on with this whole title situation. But he should even be worried about the title. He should be worried about getting his money. All right, Corey should be giving this man his money. This man should not be out here doing investigative work on where the title is, or why the title wasn't given to Corey, or whether the car was paid off or not paid off, or whether Corey made enough money to pay off the car. That is not something the winners should be responsible with. They should be they're announced as the winners. They should get their winnings. If the car is not available, they should be getting the cash equivalent. And then Corey can handle the business side of things with those dealers. It's that simple. I don't know why Corey's just trying to spill what happened with the dealer or whomever owned these cars and whatever agreement he had with those individuals. Why is that spilled into the winner's situation? Those are like two indirect relationships. They kind of work together, but indirectly. All right, it just happens to be that those are the cars that were advertised for the raffle, and those are the winners winning those cars. But if the cars are not in the question anymore, they can easily get the money. They can be paid the equivalent. All right, it's going to be a major disappointment, but I guarantee you it's a whole lot better than not getting anything at all. So, again, I'm trying to explain this for the slow brain ones, but it's never, people aren't really going to understand or grasp what's really going on until they're actually in the situation themselves. Like, people, they can read about things, they see shit on the news or whatever. Until it really happens to them, that's when it really matters. But because I actually pay attention to this stuff, I'm like, hold on, this stuff doesn't really add up. And I can't believe people are still, they see what's going on. It's like almost like you tell them, hey, if you drive down that road, there's a major pothole, your car is going to get damaged. And they're like, oh, okay. And they still drive down there. It's just like, wow, people are that slow.
$65,000. Do you know anything about the $165,000 that he supposedly paid to the Flawless Exotics?
Okay, so yeah, I got that information too as well. But then what I did was, because I'm like, hey, all it says is Flawless Exotics LLC. What is it for? Okay, is it for this car? Is it for that car? Is it for a whole different situation? It may not even be for a car, period. I don't know that, because all it says is Flawless Exotics LLC. However, what I do know is the date on it was after the raffle was already done. That date showed that.
See, this is what I mean. This guy is not stupid. If you listen to what he just said, that should be a clear example. This man knows what's going on, or he's definitely putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So PJ's like, oh, well, Corey, showed a check to Flawless Exotics for $165,000. And he's saying, well, if you look at the date is clearly after the raffle was over. So that kind of goes back to what I was saying, that this could be possibly the idea behind it was he was going to advertise these cars that belong to somebody else, Flawless Exotics or whatever, and he's banking on collecting enough money, and then once he collects enough money, he can pay off the car, and then the car goes to the winner. But in any case, $165,000, yeah, like the winner is saying, like, this is what I mean, this guy's actually paying attention. He knows what's up. He knows, like, shit ain't adding up. 165 is for what exactly? Because a jailbreak, a 2022 jailbreak, is over $100,000, and the Charger Hellcat, the wide body, that thing is easily over 80,000. So right there, we're talking about at least like more than 200,000 with taxes. So 165, I'm not sure exactly what that 165 is. If anything, that 165 could be just for one car. If you really do the math, that's really just one car. If we're going to say that the jailbreak is about probably like 120, and then let's say taxes are probably another like 5,000-10,000 depending on where you live, that man's got to get a profit. Whoever is providing the car, whether it's Flawless Exotics or no exotics or any exotics or whatever exotics, they're still got to get a profit. You're not just gonna hand them a check for the cost of the car that they got it for, and then that makes no sense to be part of this whole transaction. So if any case, I think that's probably just for one car, and I think Flawless Exotics probably was like, hold on, no, we agreed on maybe like 250 or 300 or something like that. So I don't know what the 165 is for, and like I said, this guy is smart enough to know that shit is not adding up. The math is not adding up. There's no way 165 is the amount for two cars. If anything, like I said, it's probably for one car. It's probably 120 for the jailbreak and then 40 profit on that one car.
Right there. But it does not say, hey, it was for one car, it was for two cars, it was for three cars, it wasn't, may not even be for a car, period. We don't have that information. So yeah, 165 G's went to Flawless Exotics from Corey, but what was the cost on the cars? Because I mean, everybody got to be in it for a profit. I know that car there, my car, the sticker price was 105, but for the longest time, dealerships have been marking up those cars 20 to 30%. The last call this year has been stupid dumb. And especially for, say, what's the bad for? The Demon. Especially for the Demon. Shoot, the Superstock too. The Superstock, they've been marking those prices up. So that sticker price, you know, if you buy it from Dodge, you're gonna pay more than what that sticker price is.
Yeah, because I seen Scat Pack going for like 89, but then after everything's said and done, it's up to like 120.
Yeah, because the bottom line is it's a sticker price.
He said a Scat Pack, this is according to PJ, right? He's saying it's 120, which seems relatively high for a Scat Pack, but let's just take his word as 120. CoreySSG was raffling off a red eye jailbreak, so that one is easily 120. And like I said, some dealers are marking it up, but we're just saying 120 on a normal day. And then the wide body Hellcat, that's probably got to be another 100,000. That's like 220 right there. With taxes, there's no way that 165 is for two cars. There's just no way. And even like the people are like, oh, well, it could be because it's used, it's got miles, it's got high miles. I think people are thinking of like Stunner Reese and Rail to Reels raffles. No, these are two Hellcats. Even if they had high mileage, it's still expensive. I've seen Hellcats with like 80,000 miles and they're still selling for like $80,000. So I don't think the mileage piece of it, unless the car has like 300,000 miles or something crazy like that, that's probably the only time you'll see the price drop that bad.
Don't put the markup on it. And after that, you have to pay the paper processing. You have to pay the state tax, and you pay all your taxes. This, that, the other. I mean, they taxing you on the gas guzzle tax, so you got to pay all that over and above and beyond that right there. So I'm pretty sure that Flawless Exotics, if they bought that from Dodge, they had to pay that off the rip.
Because that was the last. Was it the last call or was it?
No, it wasn't the last call. It was 22, or 22. Okay. But it's a jailbreak. The jailbreak, that's the baddest red eye. Next then the super. Then after that right there, you got the next one. I just called the name, but I can't remember.
Demon?
No, not the Demon.
Red eye?
No, so you got the red eye, you got the super stock. Yeah,
Superstock.
Yeah, so you got the red eye, the jailbreak, then the super stock, because you get more RPMs in it. It's got the same horsepower, but the RPMs and some internal features are different. So those cars can you cam it up, this, that, the other. They can make over 1,000 horsepower on with no problem.
Yeah. So did yours have a 220? Well, yours, I say yours. Did they have the 220 on the dash? Is that?
Oh yeah.
I remember when Tall Guy Car Reviews first took delivery of his super stock, and then he returned it. I don't even think it was really for him, but in any case, he had presented it on his channel, and then he took it back to the dealer because I guess he didn't really like it. And then Organic later bought it and claimed that he was going to give it to his brother. And at that time, this has got to be at least like 2 years ago. And at that time, it was like $120,000. So, like I said, that 165 doesn't make any sense at all. There's got to be more to this story, or something is not adding up. The math is not adding up. But if anything, I think that 165 is probably just for one car with profit. Some extra change on top, because, those people, for working with Corey, they need to get paid. And they probably agreed on something, and I guess Corey didn't want to provide that amount.
Yeah, I got video footage. I got so much stuff, man, that I was ready to start trying to drop my stuff and everything. But yeah, I got video footage of me going, in it and stuff like that. And the crazy thing about it is, out of respect, because I had the tags on it that I thought was legit and everything. I said, man, I wanted to go up there. I ain't gonna say I wanted to go up there, but I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna wait until I get my tags on it and stuff like that. Because if anything go down, it'll be on me. Not knowing that the tags wasn't right, but I hit it, stuff like that right there. But I didn't take it to where I planned on taking it. And like one of the guys say over there in Mexico.
Oh yeah. You better say you're
over there in Mexico.
The police gonna be at your door. They've been arresting YouTubers left and right for this, racing and stuff.
Man, if they would have stopped me in Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. So all right. So I know you're looking to get made whole overall. So I there's some processes that you're going through, man. I really hope you get this thing situated. And like I said, I'm gonna stay in touch, man. And we're gonna keep on this story till there's some resolution, man. And I really
absolutely.
Yeah, this This stuff has to stop, man. You know, because as supporters, man,
This stuff ain't gonna stop. What stopped? I mean, he's doing another raffle for that green Charger or whatever. Like, he ain't stopping nothing, man. He just knows. I mean, think about it. If you're in his shoes and you got people that are so easily fooled, what's gonna stop you from continuing to fool people? It's so easy. It's easy money. Why would they stop? It's fast, easy money. Nothing is going to stop. They're just going to keep doing these raffles back to back to back to back. And like I said earlier, what happened to the Tesla? Why did people forget all about that Tesla? What happened to the Tesla that Carmen said? I mean, if you watch the video, I think the video's still up on her channel, unless she took it down. But I'm sure you guys seen it. You know, they said they're going to raffle off the Tesla. And it wasn't like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then the website just disappeared. So we can say that for other raffles. So the only thing he's doing differently now is just trying to sell merch. He's just trying to copy what like Street Speed 717 does. But Street Speed 717, you know, a white guy, because a lot of people want to compare it to a white guy. We see the winners. We see Street Speed 717's winners showing up and collecting a car. So that's crazy.
you know, I support a lot of YouTubers, but man, this type of stuff makes it hard for you to trust people in general when when they're giving away these cars, because this stuff sounds too good to be true a lot of times.
All right.
When you got somebody that win and they don't get their stuff, and you be like, man, I just knew it. I already knew it, and it's not even like that all around the board.
Man, it's a bad feeling. It's a terrible feeling, man, because like I said, I invested my own time, my own money, my own resources, and everything into this right here. I mean, and the thing about it is, I got a police report. So anybody that want to say, it's now everything is straight, where is the police report? Anybody stole that or took that from you, where's the police report? Matter of fact, police report is public record. Anybody that want to see the police report, they can go to the DeKalb County Police Department. The number is 23-027884. I'll repeat it.
So you guys just heard it. This man filed a police report, folks. He filed a police report. So he's not playing any games. This man means business. This is serious for him. And it's serious for anybody, really. I mean, we're not talking about like a $20 sort of thing here. We're talking about $100,000. We're talking about $100,000, at least when it comes to this one car, which honestly could be even more than that, because this is a red-eye jailbreak. Might be like 120, 130 all in with taxes, fees, and all that, so on and so forth. So we're talking about a serious issue, and obviously Corey's not really hurt because he's winning at the end of the day. I mean, it just looks like he just took everybody's money. It would be a whole different story if he actually returned the money. If he said, hey guys, we didn't collect enough money off of this situation, so I'm going to refund back everybody the money for this particular raffle. But I don't think he would do that. It's the same thing with organic. Even though like CJ on 32 is saying, if you take a loss, you should still give the car away. Or you can obviously refund people the money back. But once you refund people the money back, it gives the impression, in my opinion, that your channel is no longer sustainable in raising money from the supporters. And once people get that impression, people stop buying into it. So this is why I don't think that he would go with that approach of refunding people their money. But either way, you have to take that loss. If you didn't raise enough money, or you got to still give the car away. You got to give it to this man. And now that we know the man clearly didn't get the car, any of the stories they put out there are not legitimate. Until this man gets paid or gets a car that's replaced to the same type of car that he was supposed to get, this thing is going to look fake, and it's going to be fake in my opinion. The whole thing just seems pretty fake to me in general. Now I might agree that CJ on 32s might be the only one that actually seems more legit at this point, but all these other guys, I don't really believe it. I mean, yeah, Stunneries and Rel, they're giving away junk cars, but some of these other channels are basically doing the same thing that CoreySSG is doing.
And I stand on everything I say. The truth is the truth. 23-027884. So I tried to get a police report, to say, hey, let's move forward. It's some trickery. Let's go ahead and get some resolution. Let's go ahead and put some arrest warrants out to do what has to be done. It was told to me. The judge was connected to the judge. The judge said, hey, no, you can't make that, a police report in that manner. You did not purchase the vehicle. The purchaser of the vehicle has to get the police report from the seller of the vehicle. If the seller indeed did steal the vehicle, only the purchaser will be able to take and get the police report to move forward. So where is the police report? Because if it was stolen, then hey, it needs to be rectified. But if there's no police report, hey, I need mine, because it's not right.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So if there was a bad dealing between the business, the dealership, or whomever owned the cars and CoreySSG, why didn't CoreySSG file a police report and claim theft or whatever? How come he didn't do anything about it? Unless he just didn't pay these guys out and he just wants to push this narrative. I mean, like I said, you guys, everyone's going to have their own opinion at this point, but I agree with what he's saying. If somebody stole something from you, you have to go file a police report. And then obviously the insurance and all that. But like I said, there's more to this story. And it seems like this raffle winner has been told all kinds of stories. So at this point, they're not really believing the stories. They're not believing the games. It just honestly seems like Corey's just trying to brush this one under the rug. Even though he's announced the winners, which is like an awful look. It just doesn't add up.
That's right, man. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Everyday people, man. Shout out to Tia, man. Y'all go check them out on Instagram. Give out your Instagram again.
Zango T. Zango T on Instagram. But I mean, really, I don't have nothing popping right now. I mean, you can check me out. I just post a few things. But, my thing is all going to be about the vehicles and stuff like that. Do it yourself. I'm a gearhead. I race. I do this, that, the other. I build engines and everything like that. So that's what I'm waiting on to jump off. I mean, and there's some other stuff. I mean, I want inspirational tips too as well. And then fitness. I'm trying to get back in shape. I used to be in shape, but trying to get back in shape. So, I feel like this right here. We grind all the time and stuff like that. But if there's three aspects to it. You have to be mentally, physically, and most important, spiritually. So therefore, that's the three things that I'm trying to shoot for and stuff like that right there. Get my grind on the physical with the cars and stuff like that, and do some inspirational stuff like that and everything. But I'm just trying to get all this stuff behind me because.
Yeah, you could tell like this guy. Yeah, you could tell he's a stand-up guy. He's a good person. Because you definitely, sometimes you'll come across situations where people will try to accuse or blame someone else of something. But you can tell like this guy, I don't think he's telling lies. I mean, how can you tell lies at this point when you are clearly the winner and it's been advertised everywhere that you are the winner, and you show up at the man's house, Corey's house, with the guy hosting the whole raffle, and he says, you are the winner, what do you think? And then you say it's 100% legit. How do you, for all the people that are doubting him and saying, oh, well, he's clout chasing or he's hating. Why would he hate? He's the winner. I don't understand that. I just feel like people jump to all kinds of lame excuses, and it's starting to seem like sometimes I'm reading bots or something like that. I feel like I'm reading a whole bunch of bots. I'm like, these people got a brain. How would he hate? Why would he hate or clout chase? The man is a winner and didn't get the car that he was supposed to win. Why would he be hating? It don't make no sense, folks. It doesn't make any sense at all. Why would he be hating? So all these people even, oh, well, he's a hater. He's clout chasing. He's just trying to extort Corey. Why would he extort him? He won. It's like, what are these folks talking about? There's all this brainwashing is getting out of hand.
It's like a shackle on me. I got a weight on my shoulder, this, that, the other. Trying to get some resolution to this stuff and everything. And I know my man, second place winner, is feeling the same thing. And if anybody knows, the fifth place winner, Terry, I'm pretty sure that brother right there, because he was excited. I'm pretty sure, hey, if he got his cheese, he'll be happy. But if he didn't have his cheese, he's gonna be feeling the same way myself in the second place winner still.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I know this is probably you probably had some sleepless nights.
Oh man, I've been running around with the
upset. Yeah.
police departments, going here, going there. You have to check this, check that, call this, call that, fly to another whole state, again, and handle business like that. So yeah, I've been on the move. I mean, and everybody that know me said, hey, no, we already know, because I am not going to stop until I am rectified. That's just not in my DNA. I'm not built.
Isn't that what I just told you guys? I told you, like, I've been obviously watching this video, observing the man, the way he's talking, the things he's saying, his gestures. This man means business. This man ain't fooling around. He ain't playing games. He's already invested too much time into this. This man wants to recover. He's going to get paid. And at this point, it's not even going to be the same amount of the car anymore. Like that should have been that should have been the first thing CoreySSG would have just done, just paid off these winners. But now they're going to have to collect more than just the raffle prize amount. They're going to definitely need more money on top of it. Obviously that now he's wasted time at police departments, attorneys, and all this. This is crazy.
Like that. I don't do nobody wrong, and I'm darn sure not gonna let nobody do me wrong. I stand on that 100%. I'm built like that.
Yeah. I'm already knowing, man. Just from hearing you, I feel your passion. You gotta, man. It's a terrible situation, man. I'm glad you're going the right route instead of like I don't see you online bashing them and all this stuff like that. And you just want the truth out there.
Yeah, that's it, man. I met a lot of down people with SSG. I'm gonna just say it like that. I mean, a lot of good people and stuff. And I was one of the people that would say, hey, nah, man, everything is straight. Because a lot of times you don't want to see the real. It may look kind of fishy, but you have more hope. And I even told one of the supervisors that reported to me, I said, man, you have more hope in people than people have in themselves. You have to let that go, because you can only wish for a person to do right. But at some point, that person has to stand up, and adult up and do their part. So yeah, it's a lot of people out there wishing and hoping and this, that, the other, but you got to stand up and do what's right on your end. So that's the situation right there.
Yeah, this man is definitely speaking facts. Which, like I said, I mean, if you listened to this video, if you made it all the way to this point in the video, which we're pretty much wrapping up now, you would know that this man, like, he's a pretty genuine person. He's not out here trying to take advantage of people. Like, he bought tickets, he won the car. He should be getting the car. If they can't give him the car, they need to give him the money. It's that simple, folks. I don't know. It's not rocket science. There's nothing really all that complicated to you. For the slow people talking about, oh, he's a hater. He's not. How is he hating? That doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, this thing has been dragging for a while now. Like, this is crazy, but we'll see where it goes. But anyways, we're wrapped up here. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching.